Lawrence says, greetings and blessings to you, Mr. Parks. I was wondering if you could elaborate further on when you spoke about eye colour and people with green eyes having been in the control matrix at one point or another. And is eye colour any indication of soul origin? I'm trying to put the pieces of the awakening puzzle together, as it were, and I thank you for your time.
It's great. You didn't tell us what colour your eyes were. It's quite an interesting question in its own way, because the answer is yes and no. It is an indicator of soul origin, but it's also an indicator of influence. So, for instance, somebody coming from the Pleiades, jolly old Pleiadians, I always use them, should have blue eyes. And if somebody from the Pleiades comes straight to Earth, they will have blue eyes. I don't really care what genetic doctors on this planet tell me. I don't really believe all of the things that doctors have to say, and I'm not being disrespectful or rude, I just don't believe it. But if someone's coming from the fourth dimension, then they're going to either have brown eyes or green eyes. You will not have blue eyes if you're coming from the fourth dimension. So let's take someone from Sirius, fourth dimension, higher in the fourth, higher up in the fourth. Don't get mixed up with the greys, don't worry, you're higher up. So higher in the fourth, brown eyes coming here. But you get curious and you want to sidle yourself off into, say, ancient Egypt, and you want to be involved with the occult and with all the magic that goes on there. Now, if you incarnate many, many lifetimes there, and remember that I don't accept, and I know many of you don't accept, the official Egyptologists' version of how the pyramid was built and when it was built. So let's say you could have many lifetimes there. Your eye colour will turn green. If you are in the higher fourth and you come into the lower fourth, so you not even come to Earth, but you go into the lower fourth and you stay there, and you are involved with control elements, the occult, power, your eyes will go green. That is why there is only 1.8% of the population, official records, not my figures, official figures, only 1.8 have green eyes. Okay, because it's rare, and because it means that you have visited the fourth dimension, the lower part of the fourth dimension. You have witnessed and seen, or your soul has witnessed and seen whatever it's witnessed and seen, and you have maybe practiced, crafting of energies, and then you come here and the soul is that's the element of it, fourth dimensional. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person, far from it. It means that you have witnessed the control element, and if your mind and your soul makes a choice for good, and I'd say this to my clients, then a fourth dimensional person can bring as much change as a fifth or sixth or higher dimensional person, because he or she who has experienced the fourth dimension has worn the t-shirt, so that you see around you the control element of the earth and you think, well, there's an element in me that recognizes this, and I need to rebel against this, I need to fight against it. So the color of your eye represents your life's history, not just this life, but your life's history, and it is an advert for where you've been, and hence why the elite sort of label people by the color of their eye. And Marilyn Monroe was always going to have blue eyes. So the elite understand this, they measure it. Ordinary people, unaware, have no clue, that don't understand. And the important thing about eye color, I'll just finish on this one, is it's got nothing to do with how much money you earn. It's got nothing to do with broadly speaking, your voice. It's got nothing to do with the clothes you wear. It is an identity card that a very small percentage of the population can identify. So if your eye color is green, remember, you're born, you have a birth certificate, so you've already been checked over, you've got your legal document which has gone off to the elite, and they'll say, oh, this is an interesting person because they've got X, Y, or Z, and we'll keep an eye on them. So that's my answer. I hope it's helpful.
Okay, thanks. Christian says, Simon, my pet bird recently passed away in my hands. He was 16 years old and lived twice as much as a bird of his type normally does. We had a great bond, and I'm devastated that he's gone, as I'm used to taking care of him and playing with him every day. He was a great companion. My question to you is, what happened to his soul at the moment of death? Do their souls go through the same process of being deceived and reincarnated into another body here on earth, just like a soul of a human does? Also, do you think there's a possibility that we will ever meet again? Thank you for everything you do for humanity, and congratulations on a new radio show. We missed you, Simon.
Oh, that's really kind of you. Thank you. 2 questions, both very heartfelt. There are people, you know, who sort of scoff when you lose a cat, as you know I did, and this listener who lost a bird, and you know, oh, they're not people. Why are you getting so upset? It's not like your grandpa or your mother or your. That's to miss the point. The point is that when you share your home with an animal and you take it, and there are psychic connections. Sometimes the psychic connection between a person and his or her animal can be just as strong or stronger than with the members of the human family you live with. So it's a bit sad when people are you know, not really understanding of that. So I'm very sorry that you did lose the bird. What I would say is that I'm sure that you gave the bird an excellent life, and it had a great life with you. And so we always celebrate the happy times, knowing that the physical body will always die. So first of all, it is only the human being on this planet that has this higher level of awareness and consciousness. It is only the human being that is being tested by source, because humans, unlike animals, can make the higher choices. That means that we should know better. Animals don't know better, therefore we can't expect them to know better. That's the key fundamental point here. So when your bird physical body died, the soul went up. Yes, it was recycled and will most likely come back as a bird. It could come back as something else, I guess, but I'm fairly certain it will come back as a bird. Will you be reunited? Every possibility that you will. If the bond is so strong between you, it is the bird that will find you rather than the other way around. And often when people go to rescue shelters for the pound for the dogs, or the home for the cats, those in the know say, let the animal choose you. Don't walk down the aisle and say, oh, that's a really cute cat, or that's a really, really nice puppy. Let the animal choose you, and you'll know that because it'll come towards you if it can. It will bark, it will try and hold eye contact. That is much more likely to be something that recognizes you. So don't go for the animal that you like. This is a really important point. Go for the animal that likes you, because it's really easy to have a number of animals and say, oh, this is my favorite animal because it's got pretty stripes, or she's got pretty ears. What you need to do is to say, what is these animals, which of these animals is really choosing me? Which of these animals is really making the effort to connect with me? And so recognize that, look beyond the physical, look into the energy, and if you wish it and believe it, then you can help to make that soul of that deceased bird, from the physical point of view, reincarnate back through another life and find you. So yes, absolutely. So thank you for your questions. there's more and more stories of people being taken out, and if we believed half of it, then all of the bad guys would be dead by now, and I could walk down to my local shop and I could talk about this, that and the other, and everyone would be, yeah, that's right. But that's not the world we live in, is it? The control system is even more powerful. We're looking at almost curfews in Great Britain. That's what's coming. We're looking at mask wearing even when perhaps you're out in the park exercising. You're looking at a reduction in your freedoms and your liberties across the planet. Is that really the world where the good guys are taking out the bad guys? Is that really what we're seeing? No, it's not. What we're seeing is a real emergence of power from the evil people, who, realizing quite rightly that they are under pressure, that they have lost ground, and I've said that, and I've been on record of saying that they've lost ground, not so much because of people like President Trump, but because of people like you, people whose consciousness is rising, people who are asking questions, people who no longer believe the same mantra pushed out by the same government-backed organizations. To these bad people, you're the enemy. President Trump is an individual who causes them a problem, but they believe that they've worked him out, and they believe they've controlled him through the media. The problem is the advancement of consciousness, the advancement of the ability to transcend this low vibrational prison that we are in. We are the problem, because we are the ones seeking a better future and a better world, and we believe that's possible.